Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to look at some very, very good news talking about restocks over in the UK. But you know, I've told you this many times before, and I've been proven right many times before. Just because there's a restock in the UK does not mean there's going to be a restock everywhere else. That's pretty obvious. But we have seen more than a couple of times that when restocks happen in one place, they tend to cheekily start happening in other places as well. So yes, the information I've got for today's video is in the UK, and I'm not going to pretend it's not. But I am also telling you that there is an excellent chance that it's not actually just for the UK. It just so happens to be that the person I've been speaking to happens to be based in the UK, so is only watching the UK. You see, the lovely Stephen Kent, he of Playscape Games, we've talked many nice things about Stephen before, and I imagine we will do many times in the future, has gone and clued us into the fact that there are going to be reprints of, or at least restocks, of booster boxes of both Evolving Skies and Chilling Reign, happening, well, about now, to be honest with you, in the UK. Stephen, you know, he's got the website Playscape Games, as I'm sure you do. And would you believe it, been offered quite a lot of stock, which is wonderful, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely wonderful. And I know that people like to shout simple supply and demand despite having no real grasp on business and economics, and I know that a lot of the time that's wrong, but this is one of the situations where, although it's not quite that simple, the whole concept of simple supply and demand actually works quite nicely. What is essentially going to happen in the short term is that stock of these particular boxes is going to go through the roof, and that means prices are going to tank, and that is a very, very good thing indeed. Frankly, you should be able to get hold of these sets below RRP fairly easily over the next week or so. And this is a brilliant, brilliant thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is wonderful, wonderful news. Because we've been going through a bit of a dry patch recently, I think is fair to say. And it has been getting better for a little while, but I remember certainly around the release of Vivid Voltage, it was hard to get Vivid Voltage. I remember when Shining Fates came out, and just trying to get hold of any Shining Fates was just an absolute nightmare. And now, I mean, look, I like to split the Pokémon TCG into years, as I know a lot of people do. It makes perfect sense. And the second year of Sword and Shield in the Pokémon TCG was Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike. Well, Fusion Strike is the latest set, and stock of that is looking pretty good. We'll get there in a moment. Now we've got these two sets, which are the middle two sets from year 2 of the Pokémon TCG, Sword and Shield. And, I mean, we've talked about Battle Styles before. Battle Styles has been hilariously cheap for a little while. Battle Styles has just not been an issue. That was the set that kind of broke it in a good way, breaking like a wave might break, because that was a set where everything started becoming just available, and where things were good. And what we're seeing from Pokemon now is that these sets tend to be being printed more regularly, stock seems to be coming in more regularly, and things are looking really good. I mean, if we head on over to Total Cards as an example, they are currently selling booster boxes of Chilling Reign for £115. And they're just in stock for 115 quid. And I've told you this before, people say that booster boxes should cost this, that, or the other. I've told you this before, but to be perfectly clear, there is no standard retail price for a booster box, because you're not supposed to buy booster boxes. It's not really what they're designed for. And yes, I know they sell them on the official Pokemon Center website, but there's no price for that like there is for an Elite Trainer box. So you've got 36 packs of cards at $3.99 each. Pounds or dollars is the same. So they should retail for $143.64. And incidentally, if you head on over to the Pokemon Center, they will retail for $143.64. So if I'm spending 115 quid, then that means I'm actually getting them for about 30 quid less than I should be paying. That's excellent, excellent news, ladies and gentlemen. That is excellent, excellent news. If we take a look at something like Evolving Skies, we can see a similar kind of thing going on. Over on MetaGeeks, it's selling for £125 and is just in stock. I should mention I have no relationship with any of the stores which I am showing you off today. I am just giving you random examples just because they're there and they work, but I am not pushing any of these stores. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. My point is, ladies and gentlemen, that these booster boxes are available for below RRP, and we are getting a big restock coming, which means that things are only going to get better and better as we go along. And this is excellent, excellent news, because it means that the cards we want are going to be more available. And Evolving Skies is a hype set. Evolving Skies isn't some kind of duff set. When we talked about Battle Styles, and incidentally I should mention, Battle Styles is still readily available very cheaply. It is a set, if you want to get it, you should jump sooner rather than later. I told you the other day it is out of print, and you should expect it to stay out of print, because people don't want it anymore. It's just not really selling, unfortunately. They printed enough, don't expect them to keep printing. But right now, I mean, I can go over to a couple of different sites, Zartu Games or Chase Games, and they're selling for £100. Incidentally, I am checking these to make sure they are in stock and they're this actual price on the website, and they are. So picking up a box of Battle Styles for £100, which is somewhere in the region of 2/3 RRP, is still kind of easy. But Battle Styles was not a phenomenal set. It is, certainly if you look at year 2 of the Pokémon TCG, it's probably the most forgettable set. Whereas if we look at something like Evolving Skies, that is not something that could be leveled at that particular set. It brought in all the evolutions. And, I mean, you know, you've got things like Alternate Art Umbreon VMAX or Alternate Art Sylveon VMAX that are clearly redonkulous cards. You've got that Rayquaza, which everyone's kind of in love with for a pretty gosh darned good reason. It is a set which is overflowing with really playable cards and has got a whole bunch of chase cards coming in as well, which incidentally is why you see Evolving Skies generally being a bit more expensive than Chilling Reign. But even now, you know, when I say a bit more expensive than Chilling Reign, I'm still talking 20 quid below RRP for a set that was hugely hyped and hugely popular. And obviously if you head on over to eBay, we see a very similar thing there. If we go and look for a Chilling Reign booster box, you can pick one up, buy it now, right now, for £100 plus £3.50 postage. Obviously, if you buy from eBay, you are responsible for your own purchase, so just double check that they look real, etc., would ya? Because there are some nefarious people on eBay. And as much as I'm saying prices are good, if you see someone selling a booster box for 40 quid on eBay, maybe that one's not real and you definitely shouldn't buy it. Putting that out there. Evolving Skies, again, you will have to pay a little bit more, but you can buy a booster box for 119 quid or a half booster box for 65 quid. I don't know who exactly gets these half booster boxes, but I do see them being sold around the UK a bit. They end up in news agents buy individual packs from. They're really kind of cool. Although I have heard that not all countries get these. It's a little bit weird. But again, the price here is nice and low. You should not be paying near, or that near at least, retail to go and pick these up. And this is just wonderful, wonderful news. But I need to give you the same warning I gave you when we were talking about Battle Styles. This will not last forever. So right now, this is a happy video. This is a video where we talk about buying booster boxes because the price is plummeting and restocks are happening. And this is brilliant. You know, this is, like I say, outside of Fusion Strike, the free sets from year 2 of Sword and Shield are all readily available right now, well below RRP. Or MSRP if you're in the US. And this is clearly phenomenal news. But it won't last forever. There will come a point where these sets sell out, and then the price starts climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And at that point, unfortunately, things are going to get much, much worse. And once it starts getting bad, it's only going to keep going bad. I mean, Crimson Invasion is pretty much the pariah of the Sun and Moon set. If you look at Sun and Moon, the packs people really don't want a Crimson Invasion. People ain't loving that set. But right now on eBay, you're going to be paying $160, $170 for a booster box of that. And sure, it's only just above RRP, but before this stopped being printed, you could be picking this up for well below. You know, this was the Battle Styles equivalent. So if you imagine this was probably £100 a booster box or less, and now you got to pay $160, $170, this will happen to these other sets before too long. Right now, it's wonderful news. Restocks are happening. Stock is there. Might I suggest if there is a particular set you want to get boxes of, whether to open or to keep in your sealed collection or whatever, this is a good time to do so, and I would consider doing so sooner rather than later. As always, when things go out of print, I will let you know. I generally tend to hear nowadays, so I will cover it in a video. So, until they go out of print, you probably will be fine, but just be aware, these things don't last forever. Incidentally, Fusion Strikes, I haven't actually told you that yet, so let me tell you now. Fusion Strike is generally available for about 100 quid-ish. I mean, Total Cards are selling it for 105 with free delivery, which is kind of ridiculously cheap. Although I am full aware that Fusion Strike is not exactly the most sought-after set. Yes, it's got Mew and Genesect. We all love Mew and Genesect, but I do also think it's fair to say that it's not the set that everybody's loving, not compared to something like Evolving Skies. Over on eBay, I can happily pick up a booster box for $115 or a half booster box for $65. Again, be very careful, because the person in the middle here is not a nice person. They have listed Fusion Strike booster box, and they have deliberately shown it from the side, because from the side it is the same size as a regular booster box, it's just half the width when you look at it from the front. I'm going to tell it really bluntly here, that one in the middle, that person is trying to trick you. Now they've listed it as 18 packs there in the smaller print, but not in the main headline. It's very easily missed. They are trying to trick you, so please do be aware of people like that who are frankly not very nice people. So there we go. These sets are being restocked, and things are so much better. And I want you all to go back to videos from a year ago, 18 months ago, whatever, when I was telling you over and over again that it will get better, I promise. It is better, and this is awesome. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think. Have you picked up these sets? Do you want to pick up these sets? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.